Okay.
So my listeners, my friends and my clients and those who are interested in astrology, coming back to the promise that I said, we'll be talking about more about astrology in the coming events. So today I want to talk about those 12 signs that most of you may be aware of. To start with, Aries, or number 2 is Taurus, then Gemini and Cancer, and number 5 Leo, Virgo, Libra, and we go on, and it goes to Scorpio and Sagittarius, Capricorn, and then we come to Aquarius, and number 12 is Pisces. So if you really put them into numbers, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and go on till 12, which is Pisces. Now let's connect these 12 signs in terms of why these 12 signs from the solar aspect in the Western astrology known as sun sign. But the Indian astrology talks about ascendant. So the same signs like Aries become an Aries ascendant, Taurus become a Taurus ascendant, Gemini becomes Gemini ascendant, Cancer becomes a Cancer ascendant. So on goes to Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, and then goes on to Capricorn, Aquarius, and again Pisces. Now, ascendants are very, very significant in its own attribute and its own significance. I always say it is very good to understand the astrology from the point of view of ascendants. But often, a lot of people get confused, in the newspapers and magazines and so many other related articles. One tries to see, hey, which sign I belong to. Am I a Scorpio? Oh, am I a Pisces? Am I a Cancerian? I mean, there's so much of mishmash, so much of confusion. But it's very important to understand what ascendant one is. Ascendant means the rising sign, the ascendant. And when you ascend, you rise. So let's say you are an Aries ascendant. So, but at the same time, you have to understand to identify where your moon is placed. Now, let us say you are an Aries ascendant. It is the time of birth, place of birth, and your date of birth. That identifies your ascendant. But at the same time, when the ascendant is there, the moon is placed somewhere in your entire chart. Now, that is called a moon Rashi. The moon is always moving. Yeah, as you know, many people are unable to sleep when there is a full moon, and it is called a full moon. In India, it's called Purnamashi. And when the moon is on the descending order, then many people have ease of life, and many of them are able to sleep much better when the full moon has eclipsed, and it is called Amavasya. Having said that, for some the moon is great, and for some moon is not great. Now we have to then identify in terms of the ascendancy of the sign, in terms of the ascendants, whether the moon is good or not. In principle, people who have Leo ascendant, the moon is always a malefic. It's called functional malefic. Or for the people of Sagittarius ascendant, the moon is also malefic. So like on, for Aries, the moon is perfect. But at the same time, you have to see the correlation of moon and the ascendant. Further to this, if you see, all these signs also are interconnected, and all these particular, for example, if you talk about Aries and we go to Pisces, so in this entire spectrum, in this entire belt of these 12 signs, each sign is communicating with the other. Now, if you really understand that they are communicating, so if there are 7.2 billion people in this world, somebody or the other is in one of these signs. And that means one sign is interdependent on the other, and the other is vice versa interdependent on the other signs. Now, if you really understand, isn't it beautiful that we are all interdependent? We cannot would say, well, I exist in isolation. So nobody is in isolation. This gives a very beautiful thought in astrology that if we correlate with each other, in any case, by the birth that we take place, no matter if you're born in India, in Germany, in America, South America, in Chile, in Australia, in Canberra, in Australia, or in Sydney in Australia, or Johannesburg in South of Africa, or in Berlin in Germany, or for that matter in Bhopal, Mumbai, Delhi in India, then you see that human beings are interconnected. So astrology is able to help you to identify what a great interconnection we as human beings have. And if we as human beings have a great interconnection, then we also have an interconnection in terms of nature that abounds, nature that's in prolific, nature that really is in abundance. So human beings, when they are really able to enjoy the nature, then they are able to see the beauty in themselves and in others. It's called a Spiegel reflex or a mirror reflex, as you say in English. So now I am trying to correlate ascendants, moon sign, numerology. For number 1 stands for sun, number 2 stands for moon, number 3 stands for Jupiter, number 4 stands for, in a big way, also for moon, number 5 is for Leo and also sun, and number 6 is for Virgo, for Mercury, number 7 is for Neptune, number 8 is for Scorpio, and number 9 is again back for the moon and for the Sagittarius, and number 10, we take the 0 out, makes again the sun very prolific. Number 11, 1 plus 1, makes again moon very powerful. And number 12, 1 plus 2, again 3, makes a Jupiter. So you see, there's a great correlation. And if human beings, their ascendant signs, their moon signs, their numerology, when they connect with Feng Shui. Now what is Feng Shui? Feng Shui means wind and water. And if you see among the 5 tattvas, the 5 elements, the wind and water are the most crucial. So when human beings can correlate with wind and water, like you see around me, there's so much of beauty of nature. You can see people really thriving in happiness. And there are cherry which is blossoming all over. It's like wind and water. And when they are in synchronization, in harmony, then there is so much of peace and happiness. And the real meaning of being born as human being is to take advantage and to live in happiness, in harmony. So that was my today's idea of really talking, and I really hope you can understand what I tried to say, and if not, you're most welcome to get back to me, and I wish you a wonderful day, lots of happiness, good luck and great health. I wish you goodbye, thank you, namaste, auf Wiedersehen, sayonara, and in Turkish they say kendine ye bak, and auf Wiedersehen. All the best, bye bye.